gweud fi'n counted yn ew.
Helo, ia. Alright. Siwmai, a chroeso I Periscope. Bydd 6 a Periscope ola Pobol y Rhondda ar ôl na. A mae'n welw bach dyn ni. Ys e? Ha? A dyma Eira yn 6 mis oed nawr ar ôl yr cwtches bach. Gwydlo! Eira! Gwydlo! Clap! Y clap! Da iawn! Y clap os ti'n off I Pobol y Rhondda. Oh, good girl, ti'n good girl. Right then, right. Fes ni pasio nhw ac mae tua 2 awr ar ôl I amser gwely nawr, so fes ni'n pasio fi i'r graig hyd oed. Mae graig dy fi, ond chi'n methu gweld I. Ond, right, ni yma nawr yn fyw o'n hi, heb yr popeth I gael I roi lan, mae popeth I peintio. Mae bethau'n lan, gobeithio. A nawr ni yma yn fyw, ni yn Treorci, a fi yma gyda 2 ffrind. Mr. Gethin Down a base of size. Today's Periscope will be done bilingually, so I'll be flipping back and forth between Welsh and English. If you want to get in touch or be part of it, you can do the hashtag Pobol y Rhondda. Felly, I ddechrau bant, na I ddechrau dy tigeth, mae 6 raglen wedi bod ar nawr, a fi'n gobeithio fel ffrind bod ti wedi gwylio pob un, os ti'n weld ar y clic neu ar yn fyw. Beth I ddechrau bant chi'n meddwl o y gyfres?
Oedd e'n wych, mae'n braf iawn I weld gyfres o Rhondda sydd yn dangos delwydd cywir y Rhondda, achos fi'n meddwl mae'n hawdd iawn I colli chi mewn y delwydd yma o glowyr a cynnywyr. Ac fod hynny yn rhan o'r Rhondda, mae fe'n rhan bach hyd yn hyn, a mae fe'n bwysig iawn o weld yn union fel ych chi'n rhoi ar y map, yn weld y Rhondda fel casgledd yma o bobl o bob fath wahanol o fywyd. A o ran y raglen wedyn ni, chi wedi cael pobl o pob oedran ac gyda nifer fawr o diddordebau wahanol.
Ie, o'n i'n gobeithio cymys gwir o'r fath o bobl sy'n byw yma. A hefyd yn enwedig, fel o'n i'n dweud o'r cwbl o wythnos yn ôl, bod y pobl hyn dim wedi cael ei siawns, ond maen nhw'n henach am a lot o radiau wedi cael ei creu, ond mae'n siawns I gael pobl ifanc I sôn bethau. Whereas what we were just saying then is that the discussion so far about the valleys, especially ones before we started making the shows, was pretty stereotypical, pretty staid, and lots of people have had varying degrees of historical programs on the Rhondda. But I wouldn't mind knowing what you thought as an first language English speaker to what the show brought to you.
Nothing much really as an English speaker, because I knew that there was a huge Welsh speaking population in the Rhondda, which you never hear actually outside the Rhondda. People think that people don't speak Welsh in the South Wales Valleys, and I knew that they do. So I mean, it didn't bring anything to me as an English speaker.
But so with the fact now we've had 6 episodes. The last one just been shown now. What did you think of the series as a whole in terms of we tried to cover as wide a range of topics? Obviously, we won't cover everything. Did it bring a different Rhondda to the one that you know?
No, not a different one to the one I know, because it was the one I know. I mean, that's what I really enjoyed about actually showing, because I watched it with sort of MTV Valleys in mind, and Stella and Young and Pretty and Skint, or whatever that's called. I just loved that you spoke to people of all ages and all backgrounds, and it wasn't manufactured in any way. It was real and representative of the real people who live there.
So ultimately that's exactly what we were hoping, is that that we could bring a wide range of people in, but still get a sense of an essence of what the valley is. As I know, I was speaking to you earlier that the most people that come to me in the street around here are English speakers who have watched Pobol y Rhondda without subtitles. And I know that you watched it without subtitles, which to me, I suppose because I'm bilingual anyway, I would have thought if someone didn't understand language, you'd put the subtitles on to understand it. But the people I've met have really enjoyed it and gone and said how much they've enjoyed it, regardless of the fact that they couldn't understand most of what was going on. But you said you approached it from a different angle.
Well, yeah, if I watch programs on SGwrs, I try to watch them without subtitles anyway. There was only one point in all the episodes where you were talking to a young boxer from Australia and I couldn't understand anything of what he was saying. I really wanted to. And I thought, I want the subtitles, but I started to look and then the moment passed. But I think maybe people have done that because you, on social networking, you write kind of bilingually anyway. So maybe expected that there would be some English language on the show.
Well, yeah, I was going to come on to it in terms of colloquialism anyway. With I think it's fair to say that all three of us have written quite a bit. You substantially. I've written quite a bit, and also I've read quite a few of your stories based in the Rhondda as well. And we all tend to have sort of lilts of colloquialisms and certain things. I know my family and friends, I drive them bananas because I literally type exactly as I speak. Lots of people can't understand it. Lots of people, sometimes people think I am writing in Welsh when I am writing in English. But in terms of the, I'll come back to that later, but in terms of the misunderstanding of what people think, Penrhys was mentioned today, and I got to see now o ran yr ffaith bod y stad Penrhys, mae wedi cael jip, wedi cael lot o jip, mae press drwg di bod, ond hefyd, mae fe dal yn stad, dim hwnna yw'r unig stad yn y Rhondda chwaith. A fi'n gwybod nes ti gael ei eni a difagu ar Salan yn Pobol y Rhondda. A oedd yr un fath o stereotype di gael ei roi yn y ti?
Ie, a mewn ffordd mae fe'n actually'n ddoniol iawn, achos chi'n dweud wrth rhywun o ble chi'n dod, chi'n dod lan y stad yn Pobol y Rhondda, neu cyn hynny lan y ranch yn Trefnydd, os rough up there. But actually mae fe'n really, really tawel. Ddim lot yn digwydd.
No, fi'n gwybod,
rough up there, chi'n meddwl, really, di'r diwedd unrhyw beth o'n fe. Chi'n gael yr un sef.
Fe taw dan pa ti oedd yr un rough, ti oedd yn rheoli y stad.
No, fi'n meddwl, chi'n gael yr un peth o ran y cymuned agos iawn, ac efalle o ran tlodi, o ran dyw ddim llawer o arian pan chi'n byw ar stad, mae pobl yn weld hynna a weld, a maen nhw'n cael pethau neu feddwl nhw o be maen nhw'n meddwl mae bywyd mynd i fod. Dyw e ddim yn gywir, a mae fe'n effeithio y ffordd mae'n cael ei weld hynny. Os chi'n mynd i gael nifer o bobl o'r un fath o cefndir mewn yr un lle, maen nhw'n mynd i glynu at y gilydd, mae fe'n naturiol. Ond o ran...
Brwyfol eto, tribal mentality i sticio gyda
ac hyd yn oed mewn pentref bach dros ben, fel Pobol y Rhondda, chi'n dal yn cael pobl an y stad a pobl an Brook Street a Pobol on the Road. Sydd yn hirt. Sydd yn mynd yn filltir sgwar.
Well, I'll bring back with discussing Penrhys and the jip it got over the years. An example now is Rhian, headmistress of Cymer, who moved up there when it was sort of the shining beacon of the Rhondda. They all wanted to move there, etc. And over the years, sudden decline and sort of negligence from local councils, etc., have been part of it. But also there's a mentality that people think that is what the Valleys is. That's an example of a community, and that community is spread throughout it. And although Gethin lived in Pobol y Rhondda, which can, as a state, is the infamous ranch, which is only half of it left, etc. There's pockets, but I know in parts of what you wrote and Real Elizabeth, etc. have delved into that type of ideas of areas of valley life. Did you, well, when you start off with the Gulfish Bone, Fresh Apples and Shades of Crazy, there's definite elements of it, but mainly with yours is the humour, but also the realism of it. Did you go out specifically to capture it, or is it just what you knew, what you wanted to write about?
It's just what I knew. It's what the Rhondda was to me. I mean, as I'm getting older and a little more mature, I see further away than I did when I was younger. So, but that was my experience. So that's what I wrote. It wasn't a shock or anything. So.
No. Like we're all from the Rhondda now. Have people, especially when you started out, were people asking you specific annoying questions like, oh, did you set out to capture this the essence of the bad valleys or the What was your reaction?
Well, I got not from anybody in the valleys actually, but from outside of the valleys, people were very disappointed that that's what the valleys could be like. They wanted the sort of the image of the mountain and the terrace houses and
swinging lanterns.
They wanted to keep believing that, but not see the other side. I mean, the truth is, in the middle is is shadow and light. So.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you said. The shadow and light is what the hope was with this series is to capture that type of what can be, what has been, and hopefully what could be in the future. Mae be'n un yn ennig dy'r oriel a'r ffaith Maiden y Valleys sy'n mae fe'n arbennig o beth trio ceisio gael artistiaid a sgwenwyr a gwahanol bobl a i wneud siŵr bod pethau yn y cymoedd yn cael ei darlledu, bod pobl yn gwybod amdano beth. Mae yna exhibition pob flwyddyn, ond hefyd os chi eisiau gweld y map enghraifft, oedd y map wedi cael ei creu yn y gael ei arddangos yn Giles Galley lawn Pontyclun, ond o dros y misoedd nesaf fydd e'n dod, allwch chi weld os chi'n dod i Rhondda, i Driorci, cym y fflo, mae fe'n caffi ag oriel, fydd y map yn cael ei arddangos, a hefyd y time-lapse o'r 5 awr nath ei gymryd i fi wneud yr map yn yr atig, yn y tŷ. A hefyd bydd nhw'n gobeithio bydd yn gwerthu fy llyfr i, Cawl sy'n dod mas yn y haf. Ond hefyd, sorry, fi gallu clywed, mae Eir yn mynd i gwely nawr, so fi gallu clywed yr music box yn mynd off like eisiau. Chydig wahanol i'r Lion, os ystwetha. Felly, allan hoffwn ni jyst dweud diolch yn fawr i Cwmni Da, i Emyr Griffith, SSP, Osian Williams, a pawb sydd wedi helpu creu y beth, ond yn bennaf, diolch yn fawr i Pobol y Rhondda, achos heb y bobl, bys yr raglen neu bod yma. Felly, diolch yn fawr, a gobeithio, o'n i weld chi yn fuan am gyfres arall. Diolch yn fawr.